Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A very warm welcome to yet another session of Weekend with Wisdom. Let me begin with a small prayer. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Today is the second session of Shatka Sampatti. We have Swami Chidrupananda ji joining us from Noida. He is the Acharya of Chinmaya Mission Noida, and he has been teaching for more than many decades now. And he has held many different positions in Chinmaya Mission, especially in the Yuva Kendra. So we are very fortunate to have you, Swamiji. Yesterday's session, Swamiji highlighted Shama, Dama, etc. Of the which part forms the part of Shatka Sampatti. Now we will take up the other aspects of Shatka Sampatti, and we are all very eager to hear you, Swamiji. Please start your session.
Thank you, Nitin. Hariom. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Om Sruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Hariom. Yesterday we have studied introduction plus Shama out of Shatka Sampatti, sixfold wealth of a seeker. We have studied Shama, Mano Nigraha. What is the meaning of Mano Nigraha? Some aspects we have seen. I just wanted to highlight one more thing and then move on to second quality, second thing in the Sampatti, the wealth is Dhamma. Today we have to see Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhana. 5 things we have to see today. One more point is there. In Vedanta Sara, Swami Sadananji mentions Shama as what? Shravanadi Vitirikta Vishayebhyo Manaso Nigraha. He says, mind has to be am I audible?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yeah, something has cropped up, so I got confused. So, what we need to understand is, he says, Shravanadi Vitrikta Vishayebhyo Manaso Nigraha. So, mind has to be controlled from all objects. He says, except Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. I mean, we can go all again, but there is no time for us. But that means what? That means Shama means, yesterday we saw voluntary and involuntary thoughts. So, Shama means channelizing the mind willingly towards a purpose, towards a goal. That's called Shama. So, mind automatically is withdrawn from all kinds of activities and willfully it is channelized, entire energy of the mind is channelized towards a particular object or a goal. So it is called Shamaha. Now we have to move on to Dhamma, Dhamaha. Now in Vivek Chudamani, Shankaracharya says, Vishaye Vyaparavartya Stapanam swaswagolake. Ubhayesham indriyanam sadamah parikirtitaha. Or in Tattvabodha it is called Chakshuradi Bahya Indriya Nigraha. Dama. Now see, Dama means what? Sense organs. So control of both the sense organs, Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas, are to be controlled, mean withdrawn of these or restraining them. Restraining and what? Vishayebhya, from the sense objects, paravartya, bringing them back, withdrawing them. Sthapanam swasva golake, and restraining them, placing them, sthapanam swasva golake, in their own orbs or golakas, in their own sockets, in their own places, in their own positions. So indriyas are, what normally do indriyas run around? It's a mind which rides over the indriyas and goes into the world. Indriya's job is what? Collect all kinds of perceptions and bring it in the mind, into the mind. So indriyas are, without indriyas, we cannot interact with the world at all. Now, swasva golake sthapanam. So that is the main understand. Chakshuradi bahya indriya nigraha. Now, if you say sense organs are like ear you take, shravana, or speech you take, vani, everything, all these things. It is the mind which is leaking out through these sense organs. Right? And the world, external world, enters into us through the sense organ, through the 5 gateways. We all know it, but it's a revision, manana. Now, what is happening? The sense organs are awake in the waking plane, the dream also. We are not talking about dream, we'll talk about waking plane. In the waking state, respective objects are there. The form, sound, smell, taste, and touch objects. They bring each sense organ, collect an object of the respective object. Eye collects the form and drops it where? In the mind, into the mind. So everywhere, whenever there is an, like ahuti, sense organs bring the objects and drop them into the mind. And this is going on continuously in waking plane, dream also, but let us stick to only waking plane. So when I'm interacting with the world around, even now, the form, sound, touch, taste, everything is constantly, the object, respective objects are poured into the mind, the dropped into the mind. How the world enters into the mind. Ashada visa through vritti vyapti, the form is collected, and thought form is created and dropped into the mind. And when anything is dropped into the mind, like ahuti is dropped into the fire flares up. Similarly, mind flares up. Boom. Boom. Continuously. So if you really can visualize the mind, it's like constantly rising up because different perceptions are falling and different flames are created and they rise up. Right? And my mind reacts to these perceptions. Again, how it reacts and pour them some samskaras depending upon, each reaction is different from person to person. We are not going to all those things, But the question is, mind constantly is reacting to these perceptions. Right? Okay. So all these objects are dropped into the mind. Mind flares up and reacts to every perception. Hmm.  'Now, how to restrain the sense organs, we'll come across that. So here the sutra is, the meaning of the Dhamma is what? Restraining the sense organs at will, by my sankalpa, by will, is Dhamma. So I order, again through mind only. The mind has different functions. So through my mind, I order my sense organs and I bring discipline to sense organs. And they don't go out without my order. I'll give an example for this. You know, well-trained dog. I experienced once, in one of the stations in South India railway station. I was there and then train had to come 2 hours before or 1.5 hours before I went to station. There was one gentleman, army man, somebody, from reserved force, railway force. He was sitting next to me on that bench, cement bench in the railway station. And he had a huge dog with him. So I was confident because it is under his control, so I had no fear. Then out of love, just looking at the dog, and then I took out one biscuit, some biscuits. I wanted to feed the dog. The gentleman said, "Sir, Swamiji, he won't eat." I said, "Why? Doesn't he like, don't like biscuits?" No, it's not a question of liking. They are trained like that. What do you mean? Swamiji, no, because they are trained dogs, police dogs, and they don't eat anything even if you give. If you want, you can try, he said. So I put the biscuit on the ground, platform, niche, on the floor. Dog never bothered. I had 2, 3, 4 biscuits I kept. A huge dog it is. It was. So then I looked at him. Then I said, "Arey, mere biscuit to chala gaya. My biscuits are gone now. Wasted, I think." He said, "No, Swamiji, it won't be wasted. But until I give order, it won't eat. He won't eat." He never bothered. So then he gave permission to the dog. He patted the dog and said, "Eat." Then dog ate. See? So, like a trained dog, it is with me. Therefore, I say always, a trained dog need not be chained. There is no need to put a chain and control a very well-trained dog. The dog which never transgress the orders of the master. Without the orders of the master, that dog never do anything. Dog is with the master, but he will not go out unless the master says, "Go. Fetch me the ball, fetch me that particular thing, or bark at that fellow, or look at that fellow." Then dog goes. If you understood this example, similarly, in the case of the great Mahatmas, those who have mastered the Shamaramadi, their indriyas are always in their positions. Right? So, that will come later on, I'll tell you. The thought will come. So therefore, first thing is what? The mind which is trying to, sometimes mind pushes the sense organs out. So I must restrain my super will because I am beyond the mind. No. I observing the mind, my mind, trying to push the sense organs out. I don't want my sense organs to become the victim of the mind. I know mind is provoking the sense organs to go into certain things. So I may not be in a position to control Shama. The Shama means I may not be able to control the mind at that time. Mind is not listening to me. I know it will be disaster if I allow the sense organs also to follow the mind. So I have one technique is what? If I can master it, I will try to control at the sense organ level. So therefore, in case if mind unable to control at the mental level, which is subtler. Mind is subtler than the sense organ, deeper inside. So more subtler it is difficult to control. So I have to control my mind only with my sankalpa or my awakened buddhi. Awakened means the awakened to the knowledge. That mind, that buddhi alone can control the mind. With a rooted, yesterday we saw rooted in well-trained, trained intellect, empowered buddhi. Sometimes mind may not yield it. Listen to that. So I have only option is what? To control at the sensory level. In different level, different ways I can control at the sensory level. So Dhamma helps in self-control. If I cannot, all the time, Shama is not operational. All the time, I am not successful with Shama sadhana. Then I employ Dhamma to it. So either I close my eyes if it is a form, or I may turn my head away, or I may leave the place. Why? Let me move away from all such situations which may bring disturbances to my mind. If it is avoidable, I can do it. A grosser way. Grosser way. So therefore, here in Sadananji says, Damaha, Sadananji in Vedanta Sara says, Bhahyendriyanam tad vyatirikta vishayebhyo nivartanam. Tad means here what? In the Shamasadhana he said no. Other than Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, restraining the mind from other than these three. Shravanadi. Here, tad vyatirikta vishayebhyo nivartanam. Meaning what? Dhamma is restraining the sense organs, external organs, from all objects except from Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So employ them. Either so, the technique is what? Either I change the place, or I change close my eyes or ears, and then or I move away from the place. These are grosser techniques I'm talking. Or if I can, with my command, I can give order to the sense organs to keep quiet, like I order the dog. Don't go, don't move. So that is called Dhamma sadhana. So that means what is Dhamma? Dhamma is also a particular function of the mind, which turns the external organs from such objects which are other than Shravana, Manana, etc. Meaning, I am able to control the sense organs. Here, beautiful slokas are there, mantras are there from Kathopanishad, which you all know. Atmanam rathinam vidhi, shariram rathamevato, buddhim tusaratham vidhi, mana pragrahamevacha, indriyani hayanyahu, vishayan steshu gocharan, atmendriyamano yuktam, bhokta iti ahurmanishinaha. Here the example is given, chariot example, very famous. Atmanam rathanam vidhi, the jiva, the self is a rider. Shariram rathamevatu, the body is a chariot. Then what? Buddhintu saratham vidhi, buddhi is a charioteer, rathasaradi. Mana pragrahamevacha, the mind is the reins. And senses are horses, indriyani hayanyahu. And objects are the roads. Meaning on the roads called objects, the sense organs run. They are moving. Now this example. Now let us see, very simple thing. In this example, buddhi is a charioteer, mind is the reins, and then horses are sense organs, and the roads are sense objects. So this is the pattern. And the jiva, the rider, is the self. Atma rathinam vidhi. Now, what is happening is, right? If horses are more powerful, strongest, horses are more powerful, that means it is strongest. And the next stronger is the reins. reins. And merely strong is or weak is buddhi. So buddhi is the weakest among the three, charioteer. And mind is the stronger than the charioteer. And the horses are the strongest. Suppose this is the proportion in the example of Ratha. What happens now? So buddhi is a very weak person, he has no strength, and he has to hold what? Reins, which are actually powerful than the charioteer. And horses are more powerful. So the reins also are not capable of restraining the horses. And the reins are in the hands of charioteer, and it's impossible for the charioteer to restrain the reins, to hold the reins properly and bring the horses back. Very, very powerful they are. That time what happens? Horses, once what they do, they pull out the charioteer. When the horses run and bend forward, they pull out the charioteer from his seat. The charioteer will jump from the seat because of the strong force pull of the horses. And the mind is not capable, so he just jumps and falls where? In front of the horses, on the ground. And horses simply trample upon him and they go. So buddhi is destroyed. So that's why all crime that happens in society or all blunders that we commit in life, not that we don't know, but we know. But the buddhi is weak at that time, and sense organs have become so strong that they pull out the buddhi and they trample upon the buddhi with the horse. Very powerful the horses are. And they trample upon the buddhi. Buddhi is destroyed. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. And the horses, the sense organs, havoc they create and they win. Therefore, Paranchikhani, yesterday we saw that sloka. It's not easy to turn the sense organs into within. And they should be placed in their own swaswagolake sthapanam. So therefore, all kinds of activities which are other than the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, or other than our dharma, sense organs, both Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas, are to be restrained. So, Dhamma is possible. Only one element of mind is restless. Again, we bring some element of the mind is used to restrain the Dhamma, to restrain the sense organs. Okay. Now the question is, if mind control is enough, Shama is given. And suppose if I achieve Shama, then why there is Dhamma required for me? When I am able to achieve control of mind, is it necessary for me to focus on Dhamma or control of sense organs? You know, many, that's why teachers warn, all the great Mahatmas have warned that don't experiment with your sense organs. Why? Because of this only Bhagavan Krishna said, Indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha. Very strong mind, turbulent mind is also looted away by the Indriyas, because Indriyas are sometimes stronger. And whatever discrimination, whatever Shastra we have studied, whatever knowledge we have gained, but mind, whatever samskaras we have created, sometimes if the Indriyas are stronger, it can hoodwink, it can cheat the mind, it can draw the mind out and then loot the mind away from its own peace. So sense organs going astray will drag the mind out of its peaceful disposition. Therefore, mind control cannot be perfectly achieved without any control over sense organs or bahya indriya or external organs. I cannot take it for granted. This is very essential, friends. I cannot take it for granted. Oh, now I achieved, I studied Vedanta, I got that knowledge with me, so I can really go and test my mind, how strong it is. So I go and then I take like a morning walk, the dog is taken, I will take the sense organs and make them wander in all kinds of dangerous places where the mind may get, they may get tempted, indriyas will get tempted, indriyas will loot the mind with its own, whatever it is, force. So therefore, Dhamma is necessary. How? By directing ourselves from the particular, diverting. Diverting is the right word. Divert the sense organs. Then the sense organs. For children, it happens very quickly. The mind and the mother and father can come, and the child is crying for some toy. They just take him the hair away, the child away, and then they talk something, and then in a second he forgets, and the attention is diverted. The child, it happens clearly, early, but in our case, it takes a long time, depending upon situation, etc., etc. So Bhagavan Krishna gives some beautiful shlokas in Bhagavad Gita which speak about Dhamma, because Vishayaha vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya parandruštva nivartate. So one technique, this is actually, I am not giving the exact meaning of this shloka now. Here Bhagavan Krishna says, the real control, real peace can happen only when you attain and see the self, then everything becomes under control. That's okay. Now, one technique of Dhamma. See, friends, sense organs are able to tempt the mind, right? And mind is going out through sense organs. So Dhamma sadhana is required. Sensory level we should control. Suppose mind is got used to greater bliss. It need not be self-realization, but it can be a deeper levels of meditation, reveling in some kind of any subject, subtle joy. Right? Such a mind, however sense organs may try to loot, the mind will not yield. Because mind has got experiencing, maybe, in poetry, in painting, in art, in literature, or in meditation, mind is fully absorbed. Such a mind which is absorbed in its own art, in its own, I will not use one word, in passion and all, passion is not word. In its own, the fields of interest, absorbed. So Indriyas cannot do. Therefore, one sadhana is, first of all, to make our mind get the subtle joy, so that no Indriya can pull the mind down. I must get the mind used to some subtle bliss, for which, but Indriyas disturb me even when I'm practicing it. Even when I want to practice, free the mind from Indriya's effect of sense organs, but Indriyas continuously, constantly trying to divert me. So, masters are given very simple technique called fasting. Fasting we don't call as fasting. We don't call nirahara and all, but we call it upavasa. So what happens when sense organs when gross food is not given, sense organ and sattvic ahara is given, and certain times fasting is done. So sense organs have not got that much of energy to create a riot in the world around. At the same time, mind becomes peaceful because there is no extra food disturbing the mind. Subtle energy goes to mind. So mind is relatively in state of contemplation. So at that time of fasting, I use that mind in making it an abhyas to meditate, to revel in subtle joys. So once the mind tastes the subtle joy, rasaswada is used. Rasaswada is actually not good. Anyway, but let me go into that. One kind of subtle joys when you got of deeper meditation, no more sense objects, sense organs can disturb you. Why? The mind is already reveling in greater joy than the joy that we get normally while experiencing or enjoying the worldly objects. So Krishna here says, when you are not taking food, the sense objects turn away from you. But they come back. But at least during Upavasa day, when I get trained, once I get this joy of, pink of health. Suppose fasting I do, and then health I regain. The joy, the body being very light, no diseases, very healthy, the mind is alert. I experienced the joy, pink of my health. Then I will not go again back into that old fashion of eating and becoming fat and then, creating all kinds of complications again to me because I tasted the joy of health. For that purpose, I started fasting. During fasting, Indriyas are not happy. But I forced. Once I forced, the benefit I reaped in the mind. Once the mind tastes that kind of benefit, joy, then naturally mind again brings the discipline in sense organs. Naturally it happens. Later on, there is no force required. Therefore, Krishna said very clearly, Yatataha api kaunteya, a wise man, even though he is putting his best efforts, but Indriyas are more powerful. Indriyani, pramathini, turbulent senses, haranti. Force by force, the mind is looted away. Manaha. So therefore, tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha. Vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. Therefore, when you are inspired by a goal that I want self-realization, I want to avichinna shanti in my mind. I really wanted to enjoy myself within myself, by myself. Then I wanted to reach Brahman or understand or reveal or manifest that Brahman in me. Subtle joys, or even relatively, if I want to pursue some subtler joys of like in art, literature and poetry, music, etc. Naturally, I'm not inspired by ice cream or any small thing. They don't disturb me. Anything for that matter, any object cannot disturb me. So, tasya prajna pratishtita. Whose the indriyas are not disturbing, such a man, wisdom or he becomes steady. Because he's mat paraha, devoted to me. So he kept me as my goal. And he started enjoying I'm using the worldly language, enjoying the benefits of, though it's sadhana is not for benefits, yet I am enjoying that bliss of Atman. Atman means that I am approaching. The mind is subtle, so peaceful, calm, quiet. I don't understand. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna said, Tvam, tasmat tvam indriyani adau niyamya bharatarshava. So because indriyas are grosser, so it is easy for me to impose discipline on indriyas because mind is a little subtler. So everybody is not directly capable of controlling the mind, which is subtler than the indriyas. So at the indriya level, I must bring discipline in order to reach a comfortable goal. So papmanam enam means here kama yesha krodha yesha there. So krodha or kama both are same because kama anuja is krodha. So yesha, this kama, drasadam, very difficult to control actually. Jnana vijnana nashanam. It destroys both your knowledge and wisdom. So only through indriya nigraha in the beginning, try to control this kind of anger and desire. Therefore what? We must use the sense organs, but let not the reactions to the perceptions take place. This is Dhammasadhana. That means what? We must live and intelligently, skillfully negotiate the sense organs while we are living in the external world. So we must guard our sense organs from unnecessary, unwanted exposures. And it is not always possible to do. Agreed. But whenever is possible, we must practice it. Certain times it's not possible. That time I can employ remembering the God or Guru, trying to be there in situation but not affected by it. That's a great sadhana. But as much as possible, we must learn to detach ourselves from the OET in Swami Chidrupananda's language. BMI chart, body, mind, intellect chart. OET means objects and emotions and thoughts. Mind must be withdrawn from external objects, all kinds of getting caught up in emotions, all getting caught up in various kinds of thoughts. Mind has to be freed from all this. So therefore, what is then Dhamma? Meaning, it ultimately boils down to high degree of awareness. High degree of awareness. Alertness is Dhamma sadhana. And Bhagavan Krishna gave the example, Yada samharate chayam kurmongani va sarvasha. Indriyani indriyarthepya tasya prajna. Like, the tortoise withdraws all the tail and the head and then 4 legs. All the 6, indriyas and mind. All the 6 are at once withdrawn. And tortoise is there. Any Gurudev says, even a small sand you try to put. And if the tortoise senses a danger, immediately he withdraws into his own shell. That's why in temples, the tortoise is placed in the threshold, facing Lord. Some temples. Why? Reminding us, now you are entering into the temple, withdraw and enter into the temple. Focus only with the mind. So therefore, Swami Tapor Maharaj says about Dhamma, Yushmat Swarupa Sukasagaram Agna Buddhehe Shamayet Swataha Akshakulam Udbhatam Esha Dantihi. Udbhatam means completely, fully. What is that? Yushmat Swarupa Sukasagara Magna Buddhehe. One whose intellect is completely merged in the contemplation upon the bliss of your true nature, O Divine Mother. Automatically, Indriyas are absorbed. His mind gets fully controlled. So easy way. When you love the Paramatma, when love comes or commitment to the goal comes, when I love that goal of mine or love the deity, Upasya Murti, automatically Indriyas, Yushmat Swarupa Sukasagara Smogna Buddhehe. Automatically Danti or Dhamma takes place very, very easily. So this is Dhamma sadhana. Next one is what? Uparati. Uparati. When Shama and Dhamma are practiced, Uparati becomes easier. Uparati means one simple thing is withdrawal. Now here, what is Shama Uparati? Vivek Chamani says so beautifully, Bahya analambanam mruttehe esha uparatihi uttama. Bahya analambanam mruttehe. Meaning Uparati is what? Non-dependence of the mind on anything external. It's called Uparati. We have to analyze this now. In Tattvabodha, beautiful definition is given. Swadharma anushtanameva. Swadharma anushtanameva. Meaning, following your own Swadharma. This we have to see, Uparati. So now, Bahya analambanam mruttehe. So mind is not made as a slave to the external objects. Utility is required, but mind is not becoming slave to the external objects, not depending on that. High Vedantic point of view, why are we running after worldly objects? For Sukham, for Anandam. I get an object of my desire, I be happy. I run away from certain objects to be happy. I run towards the certain objects to be happy. Right? That means what? My happiness is depending on the external objects. Either in the absence of certain external objects or in the presence of certain external objects, I'm happy. So that means what? My mind is depending on what? External objects. Suppose I am not depending on them, either in the presence or in the absence of the objects, my joy is not rooted. So mind is not depending. Such a mind discovers a permanent joy. Because when I depend on an object, as long as the object is with me, as long as that object is giving me joy, I'm happy. But that object satiates me, completes me. Within no time, I am happy with the object. Again, I will search for some other object to be happy. So therefore, mind actually leaks through the sense organs and takes the shape of the objects. Vritti Vyapti we discovered. We just mentioned about it. So mind has discovered that there is no need for me to go out, take the shape of the vritti and transform itself into the shape of an object, not vritti, shape of an object that it perceives. No need for that. So I am happy within myself, contented, uparati. Our mind is going out what? As Swarupe avasthanam. Tada drastu Swarupe avasthanam. When mind become thought free, then the drashta, the seer will establish himself in his own self. Otherwise, what happens? Only other condition. Vritti sarupi mitaratra. We keep on identifying. The mind takes the form of the vritti. So in the mind takes only one vritti in 1 second. The Shastra speaks about it. Though we feel that multiple thoughts are gurgling, but the time gap is so slow, it seems. Very high frequency, not even a microsecond, microsecond. But so much thoughts are created, we feel as though they are simultaneously rising. So mind is what? Constantly changing the shapes and size and color. Constantly. Like on screen, every microsecond, microsecond, images are thrown. In fact, you cannot even recognize what is happening. So mind is not allowed to go and transform itself. Why? It is happy within itself. Then it go prati. Now, this is higher definition. Otherwise, generally, how to keep the mind withdrawn? Sadharma anushthanameva. Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives very simple definition. Our Paramacharya, Sri Chandrasekhara Saraswati Swamigal of Kanchi Peetham. He gave one beautifully said once in one of his books, talks, if we follow Vedic lifestyle, whatever you are, whatever ashrama you are in, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprasthi, sannyasa, whatever dharma you belong to, if you follow the dharma as mentioned by Veda, Paramacharya says, there will be no time left for engaging our mind in any self-destructive activities. Because Vedic life keeps us fully packed. If you really wanted to do Vedic life, sannyasa dharma, vanaprastha dharma, grihastha dharma or brahmacharya dharma, if we want to follow as per the Vedic schedule, our mind will not get any chance to get destroyed, to get itself destroyed. So, Swadharma Anushtanam, who discovers Tasmat Shastram Pramanante Karya Vyavasthitam. Shastra tells us what to do and what not to do. So, what are our duties now? How come? Is it so really? If we are really busy through engaging in our duties, dharma, Is it so that, my mind will not become any problem for my mind to engage in self-destruction? Yes. Therefore, we have to see that Pancha Mahayajnas, every human being has to do. When we do this Pancha Mahayajna, every day involved, engaged, whole life is, morning till evening. Absolutely, you will not get any other time except for food and your duties and then sleep. So first is what Pitru Yajna, take care of elders in family, taking care of them, elders, not sending them to old age home. Really, if you can take care of parents, not only the dead ancestors, but living people also, living elders in society. If we all can, and it takes time, asking them their needs, providing their needs, and then, when Dhritarashtra, after 15 years of Mahabharata war, he was crying. The story and all, I'm not going to tell you everything, but time is not there. But then he cried. One day he heard, he came to know that, he remembered all his son's death and all. He was crying and he did not eat food for longer time, many days. He became dilapidated, very thin. But Yudhishthira came to know that he is doing all these things in palace, in his own darbar, palace, in his own palace. So he went and met him, and before he goes and meet him, he sends a word through Vidurji that Vidura, please go and ask Yudhishthira for some money, so that I wanted to go to jungle. Before that, I want to do some dana, dakshina, etc. Some kind of charity I wanted to give and go to jungle. And the Yudhishthira cried that, what are you talking? My dear Periyappa. Periyappa means father's elder brother, Tauji in Hindi. What are you talking? This is yours. You are my guru, you are my father. Don't ever send a message like that. Can I use? Whole kingdom is yours. You want to give kingdom in donation? Please go ahead. And Yudhishthira cried. That was his love for elders. Don't do this to me, he said. You take whatever money, it's your money. You please give down dakshina. My job is to, in fact, he gave a very stern warning to all people in the kingdom, including his brothers. If I come to know that my Tauji or Periyappa is really tortured by the words or by actions of anybody in the palace, I will not spare them, he said. After the Mahabharata war, when they came back with Yudhishthira to stay with him, Gandhari and Dhritarashtra. It's my job to look after them. Though happened, that's it. But I cannot say that, he may be responsible for Mahabharata war because of his attachment, but yet he is my father's elder brother. My job, my dharma is there, I should take care of him. So we have no business to analyze, whether father is good or bad and all that. They may be bad, they may be good. But what is my duty towards that father? Veda Dharma says, look after them. Take care of them. Take care of elders in society. So that the whole domain sometime will go away. Then Manushya Yajna, be reverential duty towards society, towards your colleagues, subordinates, bosses, people in the road, society, with around you, the society is there. You have a lot of duty, smiling, cooperating, kindness, compassion, helping nature, not cheating anybody, integrity, following values, ethics. They may have some problems. They may be all people may not be good because I am good. But I have some duty towards society. So Manushya Yajna if I do. Then Brahma Yajna or Rishi Yajna. Gurudev used his Rishi Runam also. Meaning I am indebted to Rishis of this great land, this great Bharatavarsha. It is because of Rishi only the entire knowledge spread all over the globe. Encyclopedia Britannica says the first cradle of humanity pointed towards what? Indonesia, India and in that region only is it. This Encyclopedia Britannica says. First, the cradle of humanity. So it is all here. Rishis have started this. So I'm born in this country, so I'm indebted to rishis. So I must really study scriptures, propagate them, teach them, share my knowledge, even with children or youth or elders, a swadhyaya for my own regular study, or my own contemplation on the Upanishadic or Vedic mantras or whatever it is. Yajna yagadi karmas, whatever, every karma is divine. But whatever my duties are, I must try to propagate this. There is what? Brahma Yajna. Then comes Bhuta Yajna. Taking care of animal kingdom, plant kingdom. Today, we are totally destroying the entire planet. Reverential duty towards the trees, towards the animals. So many people, they feed animals also. In every house, you can put some water in summer, in a pot or in a beautiful container, so that birds can easily take water, and some kind of pulses or some kind of grains for them to eat. So many do it. It's my duty. Squirrels, crows, sparrows are not invisible now. So taking care of Bhuta Yajna, animals. That's why in our festivals during Pongal, Sankranti and all that, last day we do worship the animals also. The cattle also worshipped. Cattle puja is done because the Lord in that form is helping me. So Bhuta Yajna. Then Akar Deva Yajna. Deva Yajna means the reverential service to 5 elements and their Adhipatis. Vayu Deva, Varuna Deva, Agni Deva, Prithvi. We have to take care of all of them. Devan Bhavayata Anena Te Deva Bhavayantuvaha. So we must facilitate the Devata's work. So by our proper living, by not polluting the globe, space is polluted, air is polluted, water is polluted, earth is polluted. So I must facilitate. The humanity must rise in their consciousness. They must facilitate for the gods to function. Their duties towards humanity can be performed only when we do our duties towards them, such as, what is it they demand? Don't spoil, don't pollute. Take care of this nature well. Then you will be able to facilitating us so that we can do our service to humanity. The global chaos now. Everything is polluted. You all must watch. Whoever is watching, please watch on Netflix by the Life on the Planet. Life on the Planet by David Attenborough. I watched it many times, 2-3 times. It's really moving. You must watch this documentary. In Netflix, it is available by David Attenborough, 93-year-old man. Wonderful, wonderful. I mean, great wise man. Great man is. He brought to our cognition what is happening on the planet. It's a must-watch documentary. It must be on Netflix. Please find out. Life on the Planet by David Attenborough. And one more thing I tell you about this Bhuta Yajnas. I mean, Deva Yajna, Bhuta Yajna, etc. Deva Yajna. Vyasa Bhagavan in Mahabharata, when Pandavas are moving from Kamyakavana to Dvaitavanam and all that, and then suddenly Vyasji one appeared. When Kamyakavanam, they were all living. Pandavas, along with, there are some thousands of people who are living in the forest. Not only 5 people, they travel with Draupadi, like what they show in pictures, movies. No. So they are consuming the forest resources, all of them. So they're taking bath, water is being polluted there, and then air is polluted, and then what do you call the trees are being cut for living, and so many things. Yajna yagadi karma, for fruits, for so many things, food, everything. Vyasji suddenly appeared one day to all of them and instructed them. Now, Yudhishthira, enough of this forest you have lived. The forest is now getting depleted. So you move to other forest and stay for a couple of years there, so that this forest again replenishes itself. It will again blossom. Leave the forest here. So that is a sensitivity towards environment. So Pandavas moved to next neighboring forest. Mahabharata, it comes there. So what? Swadharma anushtanam is uparati, or adharma parityagaha is uparati. And when we wanted to do my dharma, when I want to do my dharma strictly following, I will not have any time for anything, my dear, anything to do nonsense. मौका ही नहीं मिलता, मौका की बात छोड़ दो, there is no chance at all. So withdrawing from adharma is called uparama. Think. So not depending on anything external, unwanted things, uparati. Meaning what? Minding your own business. Business is dharma. Minding my business is my dharma. So when we thus live our life, mind is not involved in unnecessary things. Automatically mind withdraws. Withdrawn. I have now time for gossip. I have now time for all to engage myself in all kinds of self-destructive activities because I don't know what my dharma is. So Taponi Maharaj says about uparati as follows. Tatacha matar bhavadiya tattva krida parasya anya krutehe nivrittihi jneyasa nitya uparamo na yanchava aranyavaso alasata nidhinam. Matar bhavadiya tattva krida parasya anya kruteda nivritti. When again Taponi says reveling in your deeper essence, when I start reveling in your deeper essence, one comes to what? Leave all kinds of things, reveling in all kinds of things other than that, other than essence. I mean, the rest of the things, my mind doesn't revel, withdrawn. So, anya krutehe nivrittihi jneyaha, please know, sa nitya uparamaha. That is nitya uparama, constant self-withdrawal. That is called self-withdrawal constantly. And what? Na yanchava aranyavaso alasata nidhinam. It is not like uparati means you withdraw to a forest completely and idler's retirement to the sleepy forest. Alasata nidhinam. Yancha means solicitation. To solicit, meaning to live in solitude. So I mean alone. Nidha nidhiyate, resting. They're not that we just go there out of laziness. I withdraw. People start talking, that, oh, I am early retirement. I want early retirement. No, I want retirement. But to do what? No, I just want to enjoy my life. And what do you mean by enjoying life? Meaning, just leave the mind to the external objects, to the world. Let the mind drive me. Let the mind entertain me. Let the mind take charge of me. That's called retirement, post-retirement enjoyment. Have you seen great masters retiring? Great spiritual leaders have never retired. Great scientists have never retired. Great people who contributed to society, they have never retired. Great doctors have never retired. Great people, artists, musicians, they never retired. They revel in their own pursuit, bringing joy to society, contributing something to society. That is called, so Gurudev says very clearly, in his commentary, fools have misunderstood. I'm reading that, what Gurudev said, that running away from life and its problems, its contentions and duties, its struggles and strives, and retiring to a silent forest, and then to spend one's life in idleness is uparama. This is suicidal act for all, especially so for any dynamic spiritual seeker. The poet here laughs at the folly of such a misconception and clearly says that running away physically from home to a forest is not self-withdrawal. When you fulfill all responsibilities, when we got matured enough, mind is sahajatvena, naturally withdrawn from the external world and therefore become internal contemplation. Naturally, you choose solitude. In fact, solitude happens for you. That's a different thing. That is called uparama, uparati. So, when I engage myself in my own activities in dharma, or that means when I'm not depending on any other external objects other than what I am supposed to do in my work, in my life, my mind becomes withdrawn. My mind doesn't go there. So this is Uparati. Now Titiksha. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. Vivek Chudaman. And Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkhadi Sahishnutvam, Dvanda Sahishnutvam is called Tattvabodha definition, forbearing the cold and heat and cold, etc. Sukha Dukkha, etc. is called Titiksha. Now, Titiksha means what? Sahanam Sarva Dukkhana. Life itself means, and I don't have to say, all of us know, life is a mixture of Sukham and Dukkham will come. Gurudev says, Gurudev means Swami Chidrupananda. He would say always that the problems and difficulties come to us free of cost, uninvited. So enduring all kinds of afflictions, problems, difficulties, without reacting to them, apratikara purvakam. This is the underlining. I may endure, but with reaction in my mind. I may endure, but with reaction. It should not have come to me. It should not have gone. It should have gone to my neighbor. In fact, that idiot would be suffering, must be suffering with this, not me. I don't deserve this. Anyway, it has come to me. Let me bear it. This is not the thought. Apratikara purvakam means without any reaction to them. And chinta vilaparahitam, without anxiety, without vilapa, lamentation, crying. That is life, what to do, pain has come to me, this kind of language is not allowed for a spiritual seeker. Bhagavan Ramji, how he demonstrated in his life, chinta vilaparahitam. He never asked, that kind. He said, theek hai. His love for Sita was there. But he never asked why this had come. The only question was how to face it. So, when the mind is Sita, Ushna, Sukha, they are there, they are experiencing it, but mind is not reacting. If mind has become dumb without experience of heat and cold, Sukha, Dukkha, then it is called inert mind. It is stone. That is not the way. I experience cold, I experience heat. But I don't keep on talking about. In our India, in our country, so everywhere it happens. Every season we speak about, bahut thanda ho gaya, bahut thand pad gaya. Very, this year very is colder than last year. This year is very heat than last year. We keep on lamenting and talking, and then it is hot. Yes, everybody knows about it. Do whatever you want to do. But then don't complain, don't react. So, no question of revengeful attitude, having a reactionless existence. Because choiceless existence it is called. So I try to push away all kinds of my sorrows away from me. Why this is happening to me? What sin I have committed in my life? And so many people in life I heard that they're all spiritual people. Suddenly something happened to them. They overnight turned and became atheists. I don't believe in God now. Enough. I was praying him. I was doing all kinds of services in the temple, but then he never bothered. So I will not pray to God now. I became atheist. Why God gave me so many kashta? Kashta means the difficulties. So there are many helpless situations. We cannot control. No, I have no choice. So Bhagavan Krishna says, what is that? Matra sparshastu kaunteya shita ushna sukha dakkadaha agama apayino anityaha tan titikshasva bharata. Very beautiful thing. Gita, 2nd chapter. Yeah, when sense organs are coming in contact with sense objects, either they produce sukham or dukkham. And they come and go. The mind, the sense organs, one object contacted, sense organ, the broad experience, that object is moved, again some other object, it again lands on some other object. And this continuously, so they bring either joy or sorrow. Tan titikshasva. They come and go. They are not permanent. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, Jatasya hi dhruva mrityuhu. Mrityu, what do you call? Mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Tasmad apariharyarthe. Meaning, they are not possible to be removed. Unavoidable. They are unavoidable. There is no choice. I have no control. Therefore, why cry? So, Deva Krishna, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha. Sitaprajna qualities. Don't, when dukkha anubhuti comes, then mind should not go and then wed to that. Don't get, agitated during sorrows. So, what is titiksha? Titiksha means a type of spiritual immunity. Not physical immunity, no virus can attack me. I may be moving with the virus. But high immunity, they don't have entry into me, my body. Similarly, high spiritual immunity is called titiksha. Titiksha. A high degree of tolerance, high degree of immunity, resistance. Not resistance means again with lamentation and reaction. Mind is mind as it is. I resist. Not external force I'm applying it. But then my mind cannot be affected by them. By sukha dukkha. By difficulties. Not sukha, dukkham here. Titiksha with respect to dukkham. The control of the forbearance of all kinds of difficulties. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna asked us to practice sukha dukkhe samaya krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddha yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. Theek hai, these three will come and then try to maintain equanimity. And then proceed in this world. So, Gurudev says, life is a series of challenges. Beautiful lecture he gave, one of the lectures. Life is a series of challenges from birth to death. And he would say that challenge remaining the same, it appears at three different levels. Challenge remaining the same, it appears at three different levels. Same challenge. But to me, it appears at one level. To you, it can appear at another level. To somebody else, it can appear in some other level. Three levels are Bhagavan, when Gurudev spoke. Gurudev, whenever I use Gurudev, it is Swami Chidrupananda. So, what Gurudev said was that one is situation. Challenge appearing as a situation. Situation means what? Everything is under your control. You can take things in charge. You can take charge. You can easily surmount them, situation level. And if I let loose, sometimes I don't attend the problem, the challenge at the situation level, it becomes a problem. Problem means what? Little difficult riddle. It can be solved, but more effort is required, more concentration is required, more perhaps consultation is required, more alertness is required, more application of mind is required, perhaps more time is required, and a lot of suspense is added to it, thriller is added to it, whether I'll be able to solve it or not. Problem. And problem also got transmuted itself into third level degree, very dangerous. It's called crisis. Crisis means what? Gurudev would say, when I don't know what to do, it's called crisis. That moment my mind is off, blank. So whether it is challenge means here any difficulty, situation level, problem level, or crisis level. But I should not create any crisis also in my life. I should not convert every challenge into a problem. If my alertness is practiced, if I am alert, spiritually oriented, and buddhi is sharp, and living in that, divine awareness, in the presence, as great masters say always, if I'm living in the presence, in the present, unveiling or experiencing the presence, every challenge that comes to me may be only a situation level. It will never become a problem or crisis for me. And at the situation level, I can easily handle it without lamentation and reaction. Chinta vilaparahitam. I can, and again, I will not question why this has happened to me. Titiksha, I addressed it, I attend to it, but no question of reaction, no lamentation or crying within. And that particular challenge or dukkham is easily there with me. I am bearing it, but not any problem is added to it. I just bear it and let it go. So I must increase that mental sagacity through my meditation or sadhana or guru bhakti, shastra vichara. Uncompromised I should become. Otherwise, titiksha and tapasya, what is the difference? Tapasya is self-invited, rigorous discipline. Tapasya. Self-invited difficulties. Tapasya means I have to pass through certain self-invited, a difficult routine, resign, etc. Titiksha is what? I am forced to go through such kind of a problem. It's not self-invited. Suppose upavasa by choice. That is, upavasa means by choice. Meaning, I voluntarily gave up the food. It is called tapasya. I wanted to eat food, but food was not available. It is not tapasya, it is titiksha. I could bear it without any complaints, without any crying. I could go through the day. Okay, today God did not give me food. Okay, that's fine. Give me strength to face it. Full stop. That is called titiksha. So Bhagavan Krishna says, Samashatrau cha mitre cha tatha mana apamana yoho. Shita ushna sukha dukkheshu samah sanga vivarjitah. Yam hi na vyathayanti yete purusham purushashva samadukka sukham dhiram sa amrutatvaya kalpate. Meaning one who is not the tortured or afflicted by sukham and dukkham, that purushaha. For him, samam dukkham sukham. Samadukha sukham dhiram, to that intelligent man. That purushaha, courageous man, dhira purushaha, amrutatvaya kalpate. He attains that immortality. So titiksha is a wonderful practice which we have to practice, not in our own bedroom, but in the sense in the worldly outside. When I come out, bedroom is an idiom I used. So when I live in the world outside, these problems are unavoidable, situations are unavoidable. I must be able to face them. No other way. So yam hi na vyathayanti. Yes, this. They don't afflict him. This man of wisdom. Therefore, he alone attains immortality. So, Swami Tapovan Maharaj speaks about titiksha as follows. Dukkhasya kasyajit ato atahas aspuranam titiksha nyagrodha bhurja samadham artha. So, bhurja samadharmadashatu avidya. He says, Dukkhasya kasyajit ataha means because of earlier sloka, what he mentioned, the buddhi drowned in or merged in the bliss of Paramatma, O Divine Mother. Intellect submerged in contemplation. So due to that steady contemplation, ataha, one became ataha aspuranam, dukkhasya kasyajid aspuranam. And one becomes unaware of the pains. Because Tapovan Maharaj lived that way, isn't it? Those who studied Tapovan Maharaj's life, Tapovan Maharaj lived like that. Aspuranam, first of all, I don't even recognize. There's higher stage, Bhagavan, Tapovan Maharaj is speaking. Dukh hua, there's a problem, there is a sorrow, I am bearing it. That is 1 degree. First of all, aspuranam. Why? Mind is not available to register it. Why? It is always absorbed in divine contemplation. That is called titiksha, I said. Higher form of titiksha. Why? Nyagrodha bhurja samahara. So, sama dharma dasha. Meaning, like a bhurja tree, banyan tree or bhurja tree. It is not like remaining insensitive to pain as a bhurja vruksha. It is called remaining insensitive to the experiences in the world outside. It is like a jada state, jada sthiti. मुझे कुछ नहीं होता. So there is no insensitivity. Insensitivity is not titiksha. It's a dazed state of utter ignorance, he says. Avidya it is. So bhurja trees are perennial trees, and they grow on a great heights, majestic heights they grow. Along the snow line, bhurja vruksha they grow. And their bark, is peeled off by man and is used as a what you call writing paper also. Old ancient manuscripts also preserved, bhurja patras. When they are skinning them, Gurudev would say, they remain insensitive. This is not the titiksha, it is called tamas, he said. So, mind is not registering at all, sukha dukkha, because it is absorbed, not in tamasic state, absorbed in higher contemplation. In ecstasy of the contemplation, when one grows to be almost unaware of any kind of pain and even bigger disturbances in life around, it is called endurance or titiksha. So, we have seen Shama, Dama, Uparati, and Titiksha. Titiksha. It's very important. When sometime, when I became long back, many years ago, I was not well, so I was hospitalized for some time. So then one of my teachers, Swami, one of the Swamis, called me on telephone, and he never said anything. He just called and said, he read this sloka. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vila parahitam sati tiksha nigadyate. He just uttered this sloka to me on telephone. He said, this is the Maharaj, sun liya? I said, sun liya Swamiji. Bas, yahi bolna tha tumko. That's what he wanted to tell you. That's a blessing. He reminded me the sloka of Vivek Chudamani. So this is how we have completed up to Titiksha. Now Shraddha. Shrat plus Dha. Shraddha. Shrat means Satyam. Dha means Dharane. Satyam, Satya Dharane. Meaning to hold on to a truth. A fact. That fact which is uttered by whom? By a Guru or Shastra. Guru or Shastra points out to this. So Shastra, Guru Vakya. So what is that? Satyam is what? Shastrasya, Guru Vakyasya, Satya Buddhi Avadharanam. Sa Shraddha Khatita Sadbihi. Wise people said this is Shraddha. Yaya Vastu Upalabhyate. Because of that, Vastu Upalabhyate. Vastu is a Brahma Vastu. Upalabhyate. One can gain that goal. Shraddha is a foundation. Shraddha is foundation. So, Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha. Tattvabodha. So friends, now what is Shraddha? Shraddha means what? Shastrasya Guruvakyas Satyabuddhi. Firm faith. Shraddha is actually not only faith, but something else also. Faith plus consistency of effort. I would always add this consistency of effort. Faith plus, I have faith, but Shraddha mein, not merely faith. Faith plus effort. There is effort, consistency of effort. And whatever we have Shraddha to experience, to gain that, I must have faith. Meaning what? Faith means belief. Of course, faith is something. Belief is emotional. Faith is much deeper than that. So plus perseverance, consistency of effort is called Shraddha. Now, in worldly language, in worldly things also, can we live without Shraddha? We cannot live. Suppose it's tomorrow, not tomorrow, today, yesterday, tomorrow I have a talk to deliver. Suppose tomorrow I have a talk to deliver. Advaita Academy. Okay. They have invited me. I have a talk. Okay, I give tomorrow morning. What time? 11 to 1. Okay, 11 o'clock. I will log in 5 minutes before. Okay, 5 minutes before I will log in. That means what? I have faith that I will live till tomorrow morning. I have faith that I will have health till tomorrow morning. I have faith that I will be able to deliver the talk. And I have faith that in all things. Without that, can I live? Tomorrow morning we will meet. Meaning you have faith that you will not die in the night. So faith is actually ruling us every moment of our life. Oh, retirement plan, this plan, that plan, I'll construct a house, everything, The first question is, what is the guarantee that you live? But I have faith in it. With that faith alone, I can move, no? Suppose somebody told, no, you may die in the night. Any day in the night you sleep and you die in the sleep. That guy cannot sleep also. I have faith. All those people who died with a heart attack in their sleep, deep sleep, they had faith. Tomorrow morning we will meet. And that day night they died. So, first of all, Shraddha is required in many, many things in ourselves. Plus, in leading life, in many, many areas, we must have Shraddha, trust in Apta Purusha. Apta Purusha, a person whom we like, respect, revere, adore, trust, etc. We feel a genuine person. Other person never misguides me. He's Apta Purusha. Apta Vakyam. Vedanta is Apta Vakyam. So this is the foundation for all Vyavahar in this world, faith. So we must have faith in Apta Vakya, Apta Purusha. We must also faith in ourselves to live our life. I board a cab. I have faith the driver will take me safely to destination. I board the flight. I have faith that pilot will not crash. With that faith, I can move in the world, isn't it? Therefore, faith rules. Right? Number one. Apta Vakya is important. So, but then one more thing is, right? Atindriya Vishayeshu Veda Pramanam. All those matters pertaining to those worlds or those things which are beyond the perception of the Indriyas. I cannot see, smell, taste, touch, hear, etc. What is the pramanam for that? Papam, punyam, papa phalam, punya phalam, swarga, ityadi, lokas, brahmaloka. Veda speaks about many things. Oh, this is Akasha, this is a feeling of Vayu, this is Agni, you are able to see. This is Akasa you are able to infer. This is water that you can taste. Veda is not required. Atindriya Vishayeshu Veda Pramana. So Veda is Pramana, authority, in all those matters pertaining to other worlds, other things which are imperceptible to our senses. Therefore, there is no other way for us than to have faith in it. Because I don't see it, I have only one marga, one method to have faith in it. I can talk on this more, but I'm not sidelining that. So faith is necessary. And faith comes given to by Guru Parampara. No? Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim Cha Tatpurusha Para, Tatputra Paracharam Cha Vyasam Sukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogendra Mathasa Shishyam Sri Shankaracharya Atasya Padma Padam Chasta Malakam Chasishyam. Then entire Guru Paraptam Totakam Vartikaram Anye Asmad Gurun Pranatosmi Santatam Mahanatosmi. Entire Sadashiva Samar. The entire the Veda has come from, the knowledge has come from Ishvara only. If I don't trust, my dear, the life cannot be lived. The teacher teaches something, I must trust. The Google guides me something, I must trust the Google location or Google Maps. Certain times, if I don't trust, I don't have anybody to ask also sometimes. So, there is no other way for us to, for us than to trust on Guru and Shastra. And Guru is what came from Dakshinamurti only. Dakshinamurti Guru Parampara only, no? Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namah. Adi Guru is Ishvara only. From him alone the Guru Parampara started. So, first of all, to make a first move, I must have faith. Very important. Faith is absolutely necessary. Ashraddhadhana purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Bhagavan Krishna says, if they don't have faith in my philosophy, what I have been teaching you, Arjuna, what I taught you, asya dharmasya, in this dharma, of the divine dharma, the spiritual knowledge, Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam, Hey Parantapa, Aprapya. If you don't have faith in what I am talking, then you don't attain me. But then what is the result? Aprapya, without attaining me, Mam, Nivartante, Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. And again, path of the samsara, coming back again into this world, dying, again coming back. You will fall back again into this. So, faith is really understanding. Faith is essential. And faith is not blind. People say blind faith. And in that way, faith is always blind only. Why? Because when you know, it is no more a faith. Oh, I don't have faith in my Guru. Means what? It is my experience I'm talking. In that language I'm bringing. Faith means what? Which I have not yet noticed, which I have not yet seen, experienced it. Then I must have faith. I must believe. Aptavakya. When I know it is my anubhava, I have transcended that faith. It is no more based on faith, it is my experience. I don't have faith can be taken as a negatively also. I don't believe what my Guru said, what my Shastra says. But for Mahatmas, what kind of faith you are talking about? It's a Nitya Anubhava, it is Nitya Anubhuti. So if we don't have any faith on this Tattva, Guru tells what? You are not a Samsarin, you are Brahman, Tattvamasi. Swetaketo, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. So this Shraddha also Bhagavan Krishna spoke an excellent chapter on it, 17th chapter, only on Shraddha. Trivida Bhavati Shraddha. Satvika Shraddha, Rajasika Shraddha, Tamasika Shraddha. And then very important is, Bhagavan Krishna spoke very nicely, Shraddha Mayoyam Purushaha, Yoya Shraddha Sayevasaha. I know, you are, each one of us, you are, when I say each one of us, are nothing but a mold of our faith. We are cast, our faith is cast into a form that is me. Not only physical, the personality. The personality inside, the kind of, the frame of mind, intellect, my value system, my judgment, my paradigms, my values, my ethics, everything inside is just nothing but a mold of my faith. Shraddhamayaha ayam purushaha. So therefore, you are what your faith is. I am what my faith is. So my faith is reflected through every cell of my body, through every thought of my mind, and through every word of my speech. That's my faith, because I'm made. My faith, and the faith, if it is given a shape, that is me. My faith, when given a shape, a personality, that is me. Yoya Shraddha sa eva saha. So you are what your faith is. You are made up of your faith, and you are what your faith is. So every moment, every breath is actually our faith. And that faith, instead of keeping it on those objects and those people, which keeps changing, because when the person's quality change, suppose I believed somebody, that's why I bring belief word here. I believed someone, but that person changed. Then my belief is broken, destroyed. Then I try to invest. I need somebody, to believe, to trust someone in my life. That is big struggle nowadays in the world. Whom to trust? Big struggle. Oh, I trusted my husband, he cheated me. I trusted my wife, she cheated me. I trusted my children, they've cheated me. I trusted my friend. So a whole life actually is search for people on whom I can repose my trust. I can bank upon them. Whom to trust? Even in the case of spiritual world also, they are being cheated. So there's a big worry now. That's why masters say, pray to God. Live life according to the scriptures. You study. Okay, listen. But don't surrender to anybody. Some teachers say, immediately don't accept anybody as your guru. You pray to God. And then when guru comes to you, then your mind becomes peaceful, calm, radiant, quiet, confident. Certain things will happen to you. Then you understand that person is your guru. Don't even come to judge. Gurudev would say, don't accept me. Don't accept me. Listen to scriptures. I don't want you to hold on to me, he would say. Hold on to scriptures. Hold on to Ishvara. Don't accept me as your guru immediately. Like Guru says, test me. If you find it, I am able to help you. Okay, welcome. I'll guide you. Otherwise, no problem. So in life also, in people struggle to find a partner, not only a marriage partner, but some partner in life whom they can trust. It could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, it could be anybody. I must trust someone now. So Bhagavan says, everybody is changing, subjected to change. So best is the changeless, the guru who is awakened. Such a guru is really wonderful. You got the guru, blessed you are. Shastra is there, it never changes. So you can trust only guru and Shastra permanently. Rest all, their minds may change. Accept it. The change also doesn't matter. It's accepted. It's a part of the game. But who is that changeless on this on that Guru? And then when I have discovered the true Guru, that Guru will be with me. Shastra is with me. I can trust them. Shraddha. Once I get that Shraddha, and it's like a highway journey. No doubt. Shraddha. Now, Samadhanam. Samadhanam. Samyak asthapanam buddhehe shuddhe brahmani sarvada tat samadhanam ityuktam natu chittasya lalanam. Chitte ekagrata. Tato vadasya chitte ekagrata. Samyak buddhehe. The placing the buddhi, placement of buddhi in a proper way. Samyak asthapanam. Where? Shuddhe brahmani. In that pure Brahman, beautifully, well, my palm is there, the entire thing is my palm, well balanced, not like the placing, not like this, exactly, completely samyak asthapanam, very beautifully mind and intellect, completely, yoked to the Brahman. There is no doubt again, not that sometimes flickering, half here, half there, no, complete, total, well mind and intellect is placed on Brahman. Sarvada, always. That is called Samadhanam. Samyak Adhanam. Adhanam is placement. Asthapanam. Samadhanam. Natu chittasya lalanam. It is not that entertaining the mind. I mean, chitta ekagrata. Concentration is called Samadhanam. So what simple meaning? Concentration of mind is Samadhanam. Here in the concentration word, one thing we should add. Concentration is the ability of one's mind to focus on any given task, on a goal, on a vastu, paramatma, anything. Underlining is as long as one wishes. If that is added, then you have mastered concentration. Like Buddha, I think he said, Shariram va patayami, karyam va sadhayami, yahasanat naiva chalishyati kayametat. Either my body may fall, or I attain what I wanted to, but the body will not rise up from this. Yahasanat, I will not move from this place, seat, asa, meditation. Karyam, yahasanat naiva chalishyati karyametat. Shariram va patayami, karyam va sadhayami. But anyway, body will not be moving from this place till I discover the truth. Sankalp leke baith gaye. So mind should be simply, we should be able to concentrate as per our order. I'm talking of Vyavahar. And then similarly, the seeker able to direct the mind on Brahman and able to place it on contemplation. It is called Samadhanam. So perfectly established buddhi in Brahman. No doubt now. Guru told me the Shastra Upadesha was given. Brahma Swarupa came to know through Shastras. And Guru taught me how to meditate and how to do Sravana Manana Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana he taught me. So I'm able to withdraw. I'm able to focus my mind. Because Shraddha crossed, no. Now the practice of Samadhanam. Shamadama Uparatiksha Shraddha are over. Now Samadhanam. Now, that is what sadhana. Happily. Without any, effortlessly the mind gets focused on the truth. Effortlessly. So now here, both Shama and Samadhanam both look alike. Shama also Mano Nigraha, placing there the mind other than Sravana Manana Nididhyasana, it was said, no? But here also, mind is withdrawing the mind from all activities other than Sravana Manana Nididhyasana, Shamaha. Withdrawing the mind and placing it on Brahman is called Samadhanam. There also Sravana Manana Nididhyasana are Brahma Vastu only. So, there is feel that both are same. Here the difference is what? In Shama, we need effort. There's an effort is there in keeping the mind focused, studying the mind with Sankalpa and Viveka. Both are required. I must will, I must concentrate, a willpower, Sankalpa. And no Vikalpa should be brought into. So Sankalpa Vikalpatmakam Manaha. So Sat Sankalpa Vikalpatmakam Manaha is controlled. And there is something higher will is there brought into. But then that has to be operational. So there's an effort in that. Again and again, I must remove the doubt and I must hold the mind on it. In Samadhana is not like that. Samadhana, I'm convinced that there is Brahman. And I know I learned the art of placing the mind on Brahman. And placement of the mind on Brahman becomes effortless. Effortless. Just somebody sits and says, Aham Brahmasmi, Atatvamasi Mahavakya Arirkanta, or Aham Brahmasmi. Just mind. Become peaceful, calm and quiet. Just like that, it goes into that. Once I heard an experience, some Swami narrated to me in Kerala. I am conscious of my time, so I'll conclude in 3-4 minutes. In Kerala, once Puja Gurudev was talking, morning lecture, was talking about Valmiki Ramagita. I think there's somewhere some sloka where Achala Varidhi, like, rippleless mind, like ocean. Mind is like rippleless ocean. No waves, no ripples also. Absolutely still. So Gurudev was mentioning in the morning talk, one should sit on meditation and command the mind, become silent, halt, the thought should halt. You command the mind, halt, thought should halt. So in that talking, Puja Gurudev said that you must command the mind, halt. And actually he halted his mind. The mind became, and 15-20 minutes, he just the same posture it seems. Gurudev stood like that. I mean, sitting there and became still. And people were watching him. He should have advised others that you should halt your mind. But he demonstrated it by mistake. Then Gurudev, after 15-20 minutes, he opened his eyes and told, it seems, never mind, I made a mistake. Made a mistake of what? Really halting my mind. That is the command of Mahatmas. Great Mahatmas in this land of Bharatavarsha. I can talk of this country, many Mahatmas abroad also. Those highly spiritually oriented. That is Samadhan. Effortlessly, by a mere wish, mind is just placed on Brahman. So there's my Antakkana is freed from all kinds of sankalpa, other sankalpas and samshaya. All kinds of worldly wishes and wills, where the wishes are freed, mind is freed from all kinds of things. And there is no doubt also. So therefore, in that, Swalakshe Niyatavastha, there in Shama. Swalakshe Niyatavastha. So here, what is that? Here, the Sama is the means, Shama is the means, Samadhanam is the fruit. So Swalakshe, Laksha, when I say, I'm able to do it as a practice in Saguna Brahman Upasana. And then when I master that, I can really place it in Nirguna Brahma also. Samadhanam, a complete and absorbed, mind absorbed, effortlessly merged in Brahman. As long as I am meditation, I can place it on Brahman. That is a culmination or fruit. Natu chittasya lalanam. Samadhanam is the opposite of it. Opposite of Samadhan, lalanam. Lalanam, we do our lalanam only. Meaning what? Means giving all kinds of sops to the mind and pleasing the mind from time to time. तुमको चॉकलेट चाहिए, व्हाट इज दैट, मिक्सचर चाहिए, इडली चाहिए, इडली वेणो, चॉकलेट we keep on entertaining the mind like we do with children, no? To keep them quiet, we entertain children. We please them from time to time so that they don't disturb us. Similarly, we don't want mind, so we always keep the mind in a good mood. How? Satisfying the desires. So not entertaining the mind by providing all kinds of things to it, all kinds of worldly choice to it, that is lalanam. So that is not samadhanam. Lalanam is not samadhanam. Brahma is there, my swarupa, I am able to practice meditation, and then because antakarana shuddhi, shamadamadi sadhana, and easily, and when once I practice that, I am really reach a great state. Then I wanted to, after once the mind is able to establish there, I mean able to focus on Brahman, then the mumukshutva, meaning then I wanted to now completely liberate myself from all the bondages. Ahankara dehantan bandhan ajnana kalpitan, all these ajnana kalpitan bandhan created by ignorance only. I want to be freed. Moksho me bhuyat iti ichha. Let me be liberated from this samsara. Let me know who am I, really who I am. My existence, not with respect to body, mind, intellect, etc. But what is me without these things? How do I exist? I exist, but what would be that pure experience? I mean, unadulterated existence. Now I'm experiencing along with the body, mind, intellect, and all. When I remove it, pure existence that I am. I alone remain. The Shuddha Ahankara, Shuddha Aham, sorry. That remains. So this is a sadhana. I pray to Bhagavan and Guru Parampara that all of you should get into this kind of experience very much in this life itself. And let us all plunge deep into that Shastra Vichara and Shamadama, through Shamadamadi sadhana, reach that Samadhanam and Mokshatvam and Moksho me bhuyat iti ichha be converted into a practical experience. Thank you to Advait Academy especially, and thanks to Nitin and Ravi, I think other one. Thanks to all of them. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji, for another very illuminating talk. I'm sure all our audience have deeply benefited from it. We are almost out of time, but I'll take up 2 or 3 questions quickly. One of the questions we have received is, for achieving Dhamma, is avoidance, diversion of life situations first step before we can finally restrain the mind, even while being closer to the situations?
See, there also, it is the mind only is functioning and asking you to restrain the Dhamma, the sense organs, you know. So it's one part of mind alone is able to do that. So either way, first of all, protect your mind. Either with the help of your mind, certain times, 10 times you wanted to be away from situations, if possible, do it. But see that you protect yourself. That is the underlying. Okay. Next one.
Another question is there a relationship between Titiksha and Vairagya? Can Vairagya enable Titiksha?
Yes, because I said, and the Shama is the preceding one, is the base for Viveka. Sorry, the Viveka is the base for Vairagya. Vairagya is the preceding base for Shamadamadi. The Vairagya is there, Shamadamadi becomes easy, right? And in Shamadamadi also, Titiksha is one part of it. So if Vairagya is there, it is easy to go through all kinds of things because I am not attached to it. So in a way, it becomes easier for me to the practice Titiksha. No problems.
Another question is, what is faith in God?
Very good question. Faith in God. First of all, you must again here, you should bring into your own buddhi, first of all. See, you must contemplate how this world has come into existence. Is it everything happening on its own way? And or is there any intelligence behind it which is controlling? That intelligence which is bringing order, stability, some kind of, whatever you see around, is it not a wonder? Everything is a wonder. I will not explain no further. Everything is a wonder in nature, galaxies, solar systems. Everything is wonder. Plant kingdom, animal kingdom, life on Earth planet, the seasons, everything, sunrise, sunset, the order, law, everything is wonder. So everything is being done by an intelligent, intelligence is required. I can infer it. So the intelligence cannot exist without that intelligence being possessed by somebody who is intelligent. So when I say intelligence, kiska intelligence hai? Whose intelligence? So that principle, I call it as God. Now, you don't have to have a faith in a normal sense of other people, but one question is asking yourself that you have faith in yourself that you exist. So you exist, you faith. Now question yourself, who are you? Who am I? Who am I? Where, was I before earth, before birth? Or will I be after death? If so, who am I? What is my nature? That question itself is enough. That will take you to higher dimensions.
Thank you, Swamiji. One final question. Is there a location of the mind, or is it in every cell?
Heart, no. Hridaya, Pachadashi everywhere says heart only the place of mind. The heart, Hridayam only. Hridayam is the Hridaya Sthanam only is the mind. Mind and Buddhi says there only. Yesterday also I was reading some Panchadashi where same thing has come.
I think a clarification here would be needed, Swamiji, that the heart is, the Hridaya is not the physical heart, but the center of consciousness.
Physical heart is only for easy for us to location, but physical heart is not the physical heart we're talking about. Heart means in Vedanta is actually spoken about mind and intellect. And for contemplation, physical heart is a pointer for us. So Brahman Maharshi says the spiritual heart is the right side. The right
Yes.
side, I discovered, he said. Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. With this thought, you meditate. It will take you to rightly to the position there.
Thank you, Swamiji. One final question, last question, very quickly. Is self-confidence same as faith?
Yes, in a way, yes. Faith in yourself, when you say, faith in yourself is self-confidence. I don't find it as separate, these two.
Thank you, Swamiji. Again, very wonderful, very illuminating, very practically relevant talk over the last yesterday and today. And we are very grateful for this opportunity to hear you on this talk. Thank you very much, Swamiji.
Thank you, my dear. And I wish you and your team, entire Advaita Academy team, many more decades of this wonderful service to society and mankind. May your service fructify into a great establishment of dharma in the world, in the hearts of people, as well as in the society. Let it flourish and express it out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Viewers, with this, we conclude this session. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for more details about upcoming sessions. Thank you very much. Shri Guru Bhyo Namah.